Good morning, I'm Chaher and welcome to our daily morning reflection from the Mazenod House in London. For today's reflection, I chose a reading from the Gospel of Luke 10:25 to 37. There was a scholar of the law who stood up to test Jesus and said, "Who is my neighbor?" Jesus replied, "A man fell victim to robbers. They stripped him and beat him and went off, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down that road, but when he saw him, he passed by on the opposite side. Likewise, a Levite came to the place and did the same as the priest did. But a Samaritan traveler who came upon him was moved with compassion at the sight. He approached the victim, poured oil and wine over his wounds, and bandaged them. Then he lifted him up on his own animal, took him to an inn, and cared for him. He took 2 silver coins and gave them to the innkeeper with the instructions, 'Take care of him. If you spend more than what I have given you, I shall repay you on my way back.' Which of these 3, in your opinion, was neighbor to the robber's victim?" The scholar answered, "The one who treated him with mercy." Then Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise." Today's Gospel sheds light on the profound story of the Good Samaritan and the importance of not only mercy, but also giving from the heart. Most of us may be familiar with the proverb, "Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously." Giving is like that. When we let it pour forth generously from us, instead of holding back with meager giving, it can be a powerful experience, thus often receiving more than giving. And so our lives are such that our deepest compassion and generosity often get masked by our frustration with changes, schedules, and difficulties. When this happens, we find ourselves becoming closed and self-centered. Throughout Christ's ministry, his disciples were encouraged towards generous giving. They were also assured that the same generosity would be the measure of the gifts returned. This is known as giving returned in gold. Of course, giving doesn't have to involve money always. It could be about helping someone in need, or simply having an attentive ear or heart. Now the question is how to express today's theme in images or colors. As you know, nowadays we live in an era of noise and distractions. An overload of information in the digital world is increasingly becoming omnipresent. This is shielding people from direct contact with the pain, the fears, and the joys of others, and the complexity of their personal experiences. Today's media is becoming influential also, which can stop people from learning how to live wisely, to think deeply, and to love generously. Pope Francis says that efforts need to be made to help these media become sources of new cultural progress for humanity, and not only a threat to our deepest riches. The story of the Good Samaritan corresponds very much with our modern reality, and that is the decline in the quality of human life and the breakdown of society. So I try to depict this using unwanted items such as small pieces of wood, metal, beads, and the like, to highlight how people are becoming more distant, aloof, and uncaring. Just as the title of this picture suggests, "Sorry, I have no time." As you can see, art can take many forms, and it is not always sweet with happy themes. At times it must be provoking to alert us, or perhaps to awaken something within. And you too, when you decide to hold a brush or a pencil or any medium, don't feel that the result must be aesthetic and pleasing to the eye. What matters is the message that we are trying to express on paper.